Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We're back once again talking about the LEC offseason, latest and greatest news, rumor, speculation, all that good stuff going on in the professional League of Legends scene. Obviously, again, today we're more specifically talking about Europe, more specifically talking about Fnatic and their mid lane situation. This is just a couple hours ago from Bloop GG. Fnatic has just signed former Misfits LEC mid laner Febiven as the new starting mid on their Fnatic Rising squad. Now, obviously, just a couple of days ago, they announced that Nisqy is going to be the starting mid laner for the LEC team in 2021, and there's really mixed opinions about that. Nemesis is out. They're bringing in a couple new faces. And again, I've told you guys, I'm not very high on Nisqy. I think he's a little bit overrated. I don't know exactly how well he's going to do with Fnatic. I get that he fits really, really well with their potential playstyle, with wanting to play with Self-Made as a very, very big carry. And obviously, Nisqy is a great facilitator. He's willing to roam. He's willing to give up CS, his lane, and stuff like that to help the team, whether it's to go bot lane, whether it's to go top, whether it's to go on deep invades with Self-Made. And potentially that could unlock Self-Made to really have a better season than he's ever even had before in his career. He could even take, even though he's been so great, he could really take a next step forward if Nisqy is able to be what Fnatic and some fans and obviously team management and the players think Nisqy's able to do in the mid lane. But metas change, gameplay, styles, all this stuff comes and goes. What's the best play style or setup or whatever one day is maybe not the best. And I think Nisqy is a very, very one-dimensional player. When we've had to see Nisqy sit in lane, go toe-to-toe in lane kingdom, control mage type metas, I think Nisqy's gotten hard exposed so many times, whether domestically in the LCS or on the world stage. I'm talking about 2019 Worlds, where he pretty much got mid-diffed in like a majority of Cloud9's games, and it did not look very good. Again, obviously, he's kind of that budget do-and-be style mid laner where, yeah, when Cloud9 is doing good and they have Blabber going crazy and huge carries top and bot, he can roam all over the place, Nisqy definitely looks amazing. But I think this is a great pickup for Fnatic in Febiven to their academy team. Obviously, it's kind of weird that Febiven isn't in the LEC, but I now think that Fnatic's going to be good no matter what. They have an academy mid laner who is good enough and a very, very solid veteran player who's able and willing to step in if things do go south. So now they get a free ticket to see if Nisqy is their guy of the future. If he does great, amazing, awesome. They're good to go. They're all set. If he doesn't, they have one of the best backup plans in the entire league in Febiven. So, like last year, when they just had Nemesis and they had Magic Felix ready to go, but, you know, he has kind of some different, like, anxiety and social issues and stuff, and he's not always ready to play, and even though he's an amazing solo queue player, he hasn't been able to really perform on the big stages. You know, Fnatic was in a weird spot where Nemesis wasn't cutting it and they had no backup plan. Now, if Nisqy doesn't cut it, they are able to go to Febiven, and even if you don't think Febiven's that great of a player, I'm not completely sold on him either. He's at least good enough. He would be a very, very serviceable backup mid laner. And a team like Fnatic where they have a few new moving pieces coming in this year and stuff, and they're not exactly sure how Upset's going to work out or how Nisqy's going to work out or whatever, having solid plan Bs is a great option. And again, if Febiven could have had, if Fnatic could have had somebody like Febiven ready to go last year during the playoffs, during the second half of the split at Worlds, I think Fnatic would have been in a much better spot and possibly could have even knocked Top Esports out of the quarterfinals. Fnatic could have been a top 4 team had they had a solid backup plan ready to go in the mid lane. But now they do. Now they have that. So I think it's a really big pickup. Again, I'm a little bit skeptical of Nisqy, but I get how it could work. I understand how it could work, but I do also think there's a lot of risk involved that maybe some people aren't really noticing. But now having Febiven in the academy team sets him up for success. If he dominates, if he does really well, they're able to sell him off, get some money. If he does so well that he's even better than Nisqy, they can pop him in. And if Nisqy does so well that he's good to go, again, it doesn't ever hurt to have depth on your team. It is something that we see in professional sports and stuff all the time, and I think this is a very, very solid option. And if nothing else, they now have a very good, solid mid laner to like scrim against and all that stuff. And I think that's always great to bounce ideas off of, to play against each other, just to understand what's going on. But I think the pickup of Febiven now makes Fnatic a much more solid and dangerous team, no matter what the meta is, no matter how things go, because tank junglers are pretty good right now. And if Self-Made's gonna have to be playing tank junglers, you know, I don't necessarily know if Nisqy is the right mid laner for that. If you're going to have a supportive style mid laner, tank junglers, you're going to need big carries. I don't know, Blippo is obviously very up and down. It could be crazy, but having a rock in the mid lane, a guy like Febiven who can be that big carry mid laner, who can be that solid, consistent rock in the mid lane when he's playing well. Obviously, Febiven is no sure thing either, but having both of those guys going, you hope at least you can find one of them who's ready to go no matter what the meta situation or game put in front of Fnatic is. So I was wondering where Febiven was going to go. Obviously, it was really crazy. He didn't get a starting spot, but I do think Fnatic fans should be really excited for this pickup. I think it makes a ton of sense. I think it's a great fit for Febiven, a great fit for Fnatic. And yeah, I thought it was a really interesting story, and I think it's something that people should be excited about. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. If you're a Fnatic, would you start Febiven? Would you start Nisqy? Do you think it's a good pickup? Do you think they should have went young in the academy team instead of picking up an old, washed-up guy? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to down on the latest content. Check me out over at Twitch, twitch.tv/I_am_germ. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.